guys, how's it going? Today I'm starting a kids garden for Benjamin and I'm so excited. I've never done a garden like this before. I'm going to be implementing a few ideas that I've kind of done in a different form, which I'll talk about in a second, but we're in the flower bed right behind our gazebo. So this is the area that used to have the little pond when we very first moved in and a hawthorn tree, which we've had both of those removed. And I really didn't know what to do with this area. Like, I just let it sit kind of empty for the last year or two. And then I got to thinking that this would be a perfect spot for a kids garden because it's right where our dining set is out here, right where we like to eat. I can still see this area from the house. So today I'm building a bean teepee out of bamboo poles. It's not just going to be beans though. I'm also going to plant some of this beautiful lemon appeal thunbergia or black-eyed Susan vine on it because I want it to both have the really neat flowers and also the beans. And I'm doing yard-long beans. I think that'll be really fun because when you're doing anything kid related, doing either vegetables that get super big or really, really tiny, I think are really fun. This is a very easy project. We did something very similar to this up closer to the house last fall or the fall before, that was last fall. Where I took some branches out of the garden and created kind of the same thing. So you can use branches out of your garden or you can use bamboo poles like I'm going to use today. The difference between that project and this one is that I'm leaving an opening so that it's an actual teepee that Benjamin can come in to. So I'm going to have the opening right here so that we can do a little walkway up to it. Very first thing I'm going to do is kind of mark out my circle because I'm really bad at eyeballing stuff like this. So I've got a stake in the ground with a piece of twine tied to a stick, and I'm just going to use this kind of as my compass, and I'm making a circle in the ground, trying not to fall over. I want this to be a pretty big focal point back here, so I did get 8-foot long bamboo poles. Let me grab a couple here. I'm not sure exactly how far I'm going to space them apart, maybe like every 1.5 or 2 feet or so. I think I'm going to measure so I can get this right, but check that out. Won't that be so neat? So I do have my tape measure that I usually carry in my purse so I can measure things like benches and stuff like that at garden centers. And I want to determine how wide I want to leave my opening. So I figured out my opening at about 36 inches, and then I think I'm going to place these poles about every 21 inches or so, roughly. It really doesn't matter in the end because they're going to be all covered with vines anyway. So I'm just going to start making some holes. I've got my auger right here. This is what I use to plant bulbs. And I'm just going to make holes kind of at an angle to hopefully anchor these into the ground really well. All right, let's see how far that goes down. Now, if you're blessed with really nice soil and you can push your sticks right down in, then I'm jealous. I think that'll work. So I'm just going to do that all the way around. All right, I've got all the holes done. If you do not have a bulb auger, I would highly recommend that you get one because I find them so extremely useful. I use them all the time for planting and then projects like this. So the next thing I'm going to do is set all of the bamboo poles in each one of the holes, and then I'm going to gather them at the top and zip tie them together. So I've got my little ladder and then some just white zip ties, which we will be covering in twine. It came together beautifully and it actually feels really sturdy. I could have got 10-foot bamboo poles and I think I would have liked it even more because it would have been even bigger and a little bit more dramatic. But to Benjamin, I think it's going to look massive and that's all that really matters. And so you can see the opening right here. It ended up being a little bit wider than 36 inches, but I think the dimensions turned out kind of perfect, really. And it'll be perfect size for him in here, especially once all the vines grow. They'll make it a little bit more narrow in here. So the next thing I have to do before I do my planting is create a little bit of a twine grid. So I'm just going to tie my twine and just kind of start weaving it around the bamboo poles, remembering to leave this open at least on the bottom. I'll probably put a couple of pieces of twine up top here so I can train some of the vines this way. But that way all of the vining plants have something to hang on to. Okay. You're done. You're done, buddy. Sorry. turned out. I think it looks so cute. And the addition of the twine not only will help our vining plants crawl up to the top, but they also, I think, add to a little bit of stability too and kind of keep everything together. So I just started one string like in the front here and then took it around all the way to the other side. So it's only tied off on either one of the opening poles here, and then it's just wrapped around the other ones. And then when I got to the very end, I tied a little X right here just to kind of help create my little, I kind of want like a domed oval opening. So then I have my lemon appeal Thunbergia spaced on every other pole here. So I'm planting 5 of them all together. I'll add a little bit of slow release plant food to the hole when I plant them, and then in between I'll be planting my bean seeds. So it's all done, and I think it looks really cute. I know the plants don't look spectacular right away. I mean, the beans are not even visible yet, but you guys are gonna be amazed. If you've never grown this particular type of Thunbergia, I grew the tangerine slice appeal last year, and this one, like I said, is a lemon appeal. They grow so fast. Like, you guys are gonna see this when we do progress updates here in the next even few weeks, and it'll already have covered quite a bit of the teepee. I mean, I think 5 around this is probably overkill, to be honest, especially since I put beans in there as well. But I really want this area to be full of color and just really fun looking. I am going to find some sort of outdoor rug to put on the interior here, like a little round one. We get hardly any rain here, so it won't get ruined very quickly anyway. And then as far as the materials to construct something like this, it's super easy to find. Any kind of stake. You could use wood stakes, you could use branches off of a tree if you wanted to. These bamboo poles I got down at the garden center, and they last forever. So I feel like every time I have a project to use bamboo poles, it's just a really good investment because I can use these. Like, I could leave this teepee out probably even during the winter, and we could put Christmas lights on it even. So I just feel like this is a really good way to go, and they're very, very strong and sturdy. So anyway, that's it for this video. And like I said, we are going to be doing a lot more kid-focused gardening videos back in this area. In fact, we might be removing a bunch of these plants and redoing drip, mulching, making it look really nice, but hopefully in the end really, really fun and colorful. Like, I'm even thinking about incorporating water in here somehow. And actually Benjamin right now, I think he'll enjoy this once it's like a little bit more of a hideaway place. He's with Grandma right now, so we could do the project and get this done. But I think we'll incorporate some things that he will really, really enjoy. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.